West District, headed to Portland. We're sitting there, and pretty soon, boom, here's this guy, and he looks down, and my dad looks down, and this guy's run into the back wheels of the truck, not the trailer, but the truck. And he's ran into him, and he's like, "What the hell are you doing running into my truck?" The guy goes, "Get out of that way, you're in my way." My dad says, "You're drunker than a skunk, aren't you? What's it to you?" Guy backed up and took off. Didn't hurt the truck. Kind of hurt his bumper on his own car, though. That was kind of a funny time. And then we looked down one time, and there's a girl, and she's driving her convertible in her bikini. My dad looked down there and says, "Now that's a pretty nice sight to see once in a while when you got this high seat." Because we were sitting up a lot higher in the truck. Yeah, back in the old days before the freeway was through there, we'd always stop in a place that's now under the John Day Dam backwater, and we would gas up the truck, and the guy would usually have watermelon for us. But my dad couldn't eat watermelon, it made him sick. This old boy would always give me watermelon. It was always fun to go with my dad to Portland. But I had to go to school a lot of the time, but he would make a round trip from Portland to Twin, and haul wheat to Portland, and a lot of times haul twine back to the McVeigh's dealership in Twin Falls so they could sell it with their hay baling equipment and stuff. And sometimes we'd take the twine to other stores and other places in Idaho, but usually back to Twin. He'd usually make those trips in 3 or 4 days. One time, we were driving down the road, and it was hot, and we had, on this old International, it had scoops that you would open up, and they would open up to the front so you could get air in to the floor, cool off the truck. Modern day air conditioning. 1958 International gas engine. Anyway, we were outside of Mountain Home, and we hit a swarm of bees with those scoops up like that. Of course, we thought that we didn't think anything about it till we had about 50 or so bees in the cab with us, because the scoops, they didn't bother to put the screening over the whole area. They left a swath about so big that wasn't screened, so those scoops just hurled those bees right in the truck. Luckily, we were pretty close to our little rest area, and Dad pulled over, and we jumped out of that truck with those bees buzzing around. And I said, "Oh, don't worry, Dad. They won't sting you if they land on something wet." And he says, "Yeah." And he had a big old wet spot in the middle of his back, and he says, "This is the only place I got stung." And the stinger was sticking out of that wet spot because the bee had landed there in the back of his shirt and stung him there. I didn't get stung, but Dad did get one sting out of that. But
plus they had their side windows open.
Oh yeah.
Those little old side windows.
Found all the bees we could get into this vehicle in there.
I'd have been in the hospital with anaphylactic shock.